Hi, this is Joe Petruska, and I'm going to show you a little bit about a program called SUPERAntiSpyware. SUPERAntiSpyware is a portable application that can be run from a USB flash drive, and it is used to look for spyware and malware on your computer. So when you first load the program, you're going to be presented with your home screen. From here, we can scan for harmful software, we can schedule scans, we can update our virus definitions, or our spyware definitions rather, we can manage our quarantine items, and we can configure preferences. The first thing I'd like to show you is actually the scan computer option. So when you click scan computer, it's going to bring up a window which will give you a couple of options. On the left hand side, these are the disks that are on my computer currently. They could be external hard drives or mapped network drives or internal storage. So you can just select which drives you would like to actually scan, and then you can choose to do a quick scan or a complete scan. Both the quick scan and the complete scan will take quite a while to run. I previously ran this actually with just a quick scan, and it got about 45 minutes through, and I actually had to stop it because it was just taking way too long. It might be because I have about 5 terabytes of storage on this computer, but still, if you have a lot of stuff on your computer, it is going to take quite a bit of time. So regardless of the scan that you pick, you might want to make yourself a cup of coffee or something like that, because you're going to be here a little while. Then your last option is custom scan. Custom scan is cool because you can have it to scan either the memory, the registry, you can have it scan just startup locations, cookies, or folders that you actually can select. Now it also allows you to just scan certain things. So you could scan just the memory and just the registry, not the startup locations or the cookies and no files, or you can scan just the registry or selected files and registry, any variation. So if we were going to start it, we would just come over here, and let's just scan the memory and the registry. We'll just come over here and we'll hit next. And you'll see right over here, memory items. It's scanning the items through my memory now. And when it reaches the end of them, it's actually going to jump down to the registry items and scan the items in my registry. If you try to continue without the scan completing, you'll be prompted that the scan is not complete, and if you'd like to continue with the scan. So I'm just going to say yes for now. Turns out that the scan was actually completed, and there were no harmful infections on my computer. The next option I'd like to show you is the scheduled scanning option. Unfortunately, with this version of SUPERAntiSpyware, we actually can't schedule any scans because this is a free version. They'd actually like you to pay for it. If you find this program useful, I would recommend paying for it because it is quite powerful. Similarly to the scheduled scanning, if we try to update the definitions, it will search and it will tell me that my databases are out of date, and it will give me the option to upgrade, but again, they will ask you to pay to upgrade. For our purposes, I'm not going to pay to upgrade because in its current state the program does everything that I need it to. But it's only $10, and if it's a program that you intend to use, I would highly recommend it. Now you also have the option to manage your quarantine. Your quarantine is where files that are infected would actually be placed to keep them off your computer. So if you click Manage Quarantine, if you do have items, you will see all your items, and then you can either restore them or you can remove them. When you remove them, they will actually be deleted. So if it's a file that you need that is potentially infected, just be mindful that if you do remove it, you will completely erase it from your computer. Finally, the last option that we have is the Preferences option. Since we're only using a portable version, a lot of these options are not actually able to be enabled, like the enable real-time protection they'd like you to upgrade. But it does give you some general options. So you can start anti-spyware, super anti-spyware when the computer starts. You can show super anti-spyware as an icon on the system tray. You can enable startup scanning. You can even customize some of the scanning options ahead of time. So you can have it ignore certain files or ignore certain file types. You can actually allow it to manage and allow certain items. So occasionally you'll get a piece of software that will register itself, or the program will think it is a piece of malware or spyware, and it's not actually that. It's something that you'll actually need for another program. So you don't want to have it removed, because if you remove it, the program will probably fail to launch. And you can even have it exclude entire folders. So if there's a specific folder with a bunch of files that you know are consistently picked up by SUPERAntiSpyware, you can just disable them completely. The real-time protection, unfortunately, is not able to be enabled in this version of the program, but what this would do is allow it to run in the background and protect you in real time from some of the more malicious anti-spyware and malware attacks out there right now, such as ThinkPoint, or the Microsoft Security Essentials, or what's the other one? ThinkVantage, I believe it's called. The hijack protection is very similar as well. What hijack protection will do is it will actually prompt you and say, oh hey, your home page is about to be changed, or something in your registry is about to be changed, something that you wouldn't even know. So you can actually protect your home page from being changed, and if it is attempted, it can actually display a notification. There's also an option to view a log file, and this will show you when your last scan was, the number of items scanned, items detected. You can delete these logs whenever you need to. They really don't take up much space. Most people probably will never even use them. And then one very cool thing is actually this repair menu over here. So, when you go into the repair option, you can see quite a bit of things. So you can enable start menu run, which enables the start menu command. Some malware threats disable the run command to make removal difficult. So some malware will actually make it so if you try to hit Control-Alt-Delete or pull up the task manager, or loading the control panel, things like that, it will actually hijack the installation and prevent it from loading completely. So this will allow you to restore it with minimal ease. I can tell you from experience, removing some of these malware infections can be quite a doozy, because they'll actually infect not only your current installation, but actually your safe mode installation. So a lot of times people will say, oh, go ahead, just boot up in safe mode and try to remove whatever file it is, but in many cases it's actually hijacked safe mode as well. Then there's also the updates tab. Unfortunately, we can't really get updates because this is a portable version, and they'd like you to pay for them. But if you did decide to purchase it, you could update it right here through this screen. And then if you have any other questions or you need a little extra help, there is also a help menu, which will allow you to look at help for SUPERAntiSpyware or purchase SUPERAntiSpyware. You can tell your friends about it, or you can contact customer service. It's really a nice menu to have, and it really does make it very easy on the end user. So that's pretty much the program. It's a great tool. I highly recommend it for removing malware infections. Yeah, thanks for listening.